Hello Astrolifers, so I am back. I've been missing you guys. I haven't done a live for the last 3 weeks, which is a long time. It's never happened before, so but I needed to recharge. It was absolutely gone to a point where it was extremely important because my body was literally breaking down physically. It's to be working in 5D, 6 or 7D even, and helping people and being on a mission, but you also need to be recharging on that body here, onto the ground and with the physical energy. So obviously people don't come and see me when they're okay, right? So I was dealing obviously with the results also of the corona virus. I was dealing with a lot of people having big problems, being suicidal, or even other things happening from this world or the other world, obviously with the 5D shifts and some other stuff, which I will talk later. It's a little bit full on. So, but anyway, so I needed to recharge, and I also needed to heal with the right healers. So that too, if you do need me, I don't just help people to heal with cancers and stuff like that, but if you've got spiritual problems and need to recharge, I work with a team of amazing healers. One of them, you already know her, Wendy, who's got the Tesla chamber, but I also work with people with quantum physics machines and things like that, because when you need to recharge for whatever problems, by the way, that you can have in life, physical or spiritual, you need to be getting the right programs or the right refill to be able to keep on going and to be able to give others, because obviously you need to be full and having your cup full before you can give to others. So yes, so that was the thing that I've done for the last 3 weeks. There was not much differences with what I had said. I actually didn't feel that it was necessary that I jumped in the sense that I had told you that the stars will be meeting again, that there will be the aspects that we did have with Jupiter and Pluto meeting again. So they did meet at the end of June. Around the 30th, they're meeting 3 times this year, but yeah, when I did say there will be a second wave or problems linked with what we are going through in 2020, well, at that point, around that time, Victoria shut down for the second wave, that it is real, excuse me, that the coronavirus is the problem or not. Okay, we're talking about the changes, and there's a lot more obviously agendas behind all that story, between the light and the dark. There's a fight there, and obviously it's a full-on fight, trust me. I'm fighting it, and that obviously did run me down as well, because we're really fighting, and obviously the dark linked with that woman Ghislaine, with Epstein being arrested around the same time again, and us wanting to shift and to stop the cabal and all the dark forces onto this planet. And yeah, we are fighting. I can promise you that we are fighting a lot. That brings me to another thing, actually. A lot of people have been asking me, what about that other star sign? There's been a thing that too is also another thing that they're putting out there to actually lose people and not knowing in what to believe or not, because in that case it confuses people, because astrology works so well that it is a dangerous tool for the people that try to organize the world, in a bad, negative way. So you just want to make sure that you understand the planets are still the same. We haven't got a new planet. The planets are the one acting on the star signs, not the constellations. The constellations are like wall painting, wallpaper, in your rooms, looking pretty, and it's awesome to look at them and gaze them and recognize things in them, but they do not affect us. There is a big difference between that and the planets like the moon, Jupiter, and all that affecting us and determining obviously the star signs, and that has not changed. So NASA has actually made a letter of apologies to us astrologists in saying that they were apologizing for the confusion, but that it was taken out of context. So there's a whole story behind that, with the press obviously taking that on board, making sure that it confuses people even more. But do not listen to that. You are still the same star sign, and that has not changed. So do not worry about that. That's why I was called last year in Nouméa to do a TV show to answer about that and to explain if it was true or not. So no confusion there. You're still the same star sign, and yes, Mercury has moved forwards, and yes, we are going into some awesome times and the best times of 2020, except obviously that as I said last time, those two planets will meet again, linked with the virus and the big changes of this year around the 13th, well, the 12th, 13th here in Australia and 12th on the other side, US and all that of the world. They will meet again, and this time full speed, because there will be no retrograde. So a lot more active than what you have seen. So there will be a lot more problems coming out of it. But remember, to be able to change the world that we are in, we need that tower of power, to go down. So there needs to be kind of like a revolution. If you need to have some actions to have reactions, and if we want to change the way we are living, obviously we need to be done. And that's when there's going to be again people this time reacting and saying, you know what, we don't want that anymore, we don't want to be controlled, we don't want things that are not true told to us, because there's a lot of things that are not true that have been told to us. And at that point people will start reacting a lot more and saying we've had enough. And by the time we will be in 2021 February, when we will be in Aquarius, people will definitely say, well, we completely have had enough. So it's a working process, but even if you might see it as a bad thing, at the result, on the long run, it will be beneficial, okay? Because we were destroying that planet anyway. We weren't going anywhere, and we weren't going to leave a world, a great future for the future generations. We were actually getting extinct, in the sense of if we keep on going like that, Mother Earth will keep on living, but not us, So drastic changes needed to be done in pollution or whatever. Obviously, that's everything that is happening there, that we have gone through and are still going through for the moment. So it's not just the institutions, it's also a way of living and doing all that. So we are in a new moon. We are now in a new moon, so starting a new cycle to heal ourselves. Remember, with all those aspects that are in Capricorn, it is the second new moon in Cancer, so it's quite unusual to have two new moons in the same star sign. But that's because we need a double dose of healing. We need a double dose of looking at ourselves, what needs to be changed, what is working, not working, and what we need to be doing to adapt. Because to shift from 3D to 5D, there's a lot of shifts, a lot of changes, that it is health-wise, spiritually wise, or being completely connected and aligned with the self and your purpose and what you are doing into this planet. So if those kind of questions have been coming up more and more, and if you've had a feeling that you had to work on yourself and change a few things, like I did, it's completely normal. It's all about that. It's all about finishing to transform yourself. Remember, we will be starting full speed, moving forwards by the 14th of September, then even more, and the real stuff by the 14th of November, once that meeting with Jupiter and Pluto will have done their third and last meeting of the year. Then from now on, we will take the real stuff on, the real purpose or real mission, because at that time people are going to click and going to say, you know what, this time I know exactly what to do with my life, where I want to go, what I believe, what I don't believe. It will be quite full on, but it will be exactly where you need to go and what you need to do. So trust the process. I really want you guys to trust the process, because we are going to a much, much better world, not the other way around. It's the best stuff going down, and it's the good stuff coming up. Jupiter in Aquarius, it's all about the era that we are in, and improving the self, and improving self-love, and knowing that we are connected with everyone else, that we are part of it all, that we want to help each other, and protecting everything that is around us, that it is the people, the planet, and the species, or anything like that. So a lot more humanistic than what we have been lately, and that's why tower of power needs to go down, because power is great, but when it's well aligned with the universe and with the human species and with what we need. So the work is getting done, but yes, I can also see the results of a lot of people asking themselves the questions or feeling the energy of what's going on and the shifts and the pain. So if you've been feeling like that as well, a little bit blah, not a little bit, I know a lot of you have been feeling really blah with those 5-6 retrogrades at some point and all those eclipses and stuff like that. It's normal. Now it's the time to heal with those 2 new moon in Cancer, and this one is going to be active for 10 days now. So be ready for a lot of changes and a lot of self-healing. Heal yourself, ask yourself again the really good questions. It's all about harmonizing your body, your soul, and your spirit. They need to be in sync. Not only with you but with the universe, so all well aligned. So the whole work to be done is on that. And yes, I will be back and starting to do again some lives. I'm changing my schedule, the way I am working, so I might do the lives maybe more at lunchtime than in the morning. I will see which hour is best suited, but I will go back and come back, because I know we are not done with 2020. I know there's a lot of things still going on, and I really want you guys at least until February next year to be able to have some informations one way or the other. I will do a club where you will have to be part of it. If you've had a reading with me, you're officially straight up part of it, but for the others, I will create a club at one stage where I will keep on looking after people in the future, but all that I will launch on the 14th of September when the stars are good. I do listen to what I say into my own life as well. So look guys, I'm back and I'm really happy to be back with you guys. I've been missing you, even though I was still working obviously with the elites that I'm mentoring and all the emergencies. If you do have emergencies like big problems, like I was talking about, I've been dealing with a lot of people with suicides or shifts or a lot of other stuff like that. If you do have big problems, do not hesitate. I will always be there for the emergencies, but yeah, I needed also the rest of the time to be recharging. So that's what I've been doing for the last 3 weeks to make sure that I'm going to be able to help you guys in the next months coming up, because I know you're going to need me, especially around November and all that. There's going to be so many changes and shifts, so me, I needed to recharge to be ready for what's coming up. But anyway, here's a new moon. I'm back on a new moon, cannot do better than that, and I shall see you very, very quickly, and I will start doing the lives again once a week. Okay, bye everyone, have a beautiful day, bye.